Today we're speaking to a 25-year-old who's built a chain of butcher shops. He's doing really well, tens of thousands of pounds a week worth of sales. Things are going good and he's got big ambitions to grow the business to the next level. He's come on the show today to get some top tips on how we can do that. Hello campers, welcome back to Business Broadcast, the podcast designed to help grow your business. And today...
it's a butcher's special.
It's a butcher's special. What did you say before we came on air?
This conversation is going to get meaty.
Exactly that. Right, well, let's put the challenges through the sausage machine.
Oh, I very much like it. Can I tell you the story of Briggsy though?
Tell us the story.
Right.
Well, yeah, so our guest today is Ryan Briggs.
Ryan Briggs. So Ryan Briggs.
Not Giggs, Briggs.
Definitely not that one. You ready?
Yeah.
I feel we need music. Okay?
Yeah.
The story of Briggsy's Quality Butcher. Founded by Ryan Briggs in February 2020, I started off in the shop known as AJ Learmouth Quality Butchers as a washing up boy 9 years ago. He started at just 13 years old in the shop, moving on to complete my butcher's apprenticeship through the Scottish Craft Butchers. Throughout these years, I got Level 3 Apprentice of the Year, winning competitions and being named Scottish Under 22 Butcher of the Year. Yes, these are actual awards. Get this though. This gave me an amazing opportunity to compete for Team GB Butchers at Belfast 2018. He then got the opportunity, it doesn't say this on the website, he then got the opportunity, he said, would you like to come to Australia to compete in butchery in Australia? But he got the opportunity to buy the business. He decided to buy the business. After taking on management role within the shop, the opportunity to take over the business came up and I grabbed it with both hands. That is the story of Briggsy's Quality Butchers.
Wow, and the jingle finished just as you finished.
Wasn't it perfect?
It's like you knew it was counting down.
There you go.
Okay, so Briggsy's Quality Butchers, it's been going on forever, but he's been in it for 3-4 years.
Yes. So it's been a butcher shop for ages.
I think the big boys would call this a management buyout.
Yes.
An MBO.
He has done an MBO.
Teeny little circumstances as a butcher shop, but not a £1 billion corporation.
No.
But this works, gang, and I bet the person that sold this business was so happy to him taking it over.
So he vendor financed it.
Yeah,
he's used vendor financing to buy it. So yeah. Well, you're going to be. Imagine if a kid who's enthusiastic comes in at 13 years old, shows loads of enthusiasm.
70.
You're 70 odd. You go, where's this going to go? Someone in the family doesn't want to run it or operate it.
Yeah.
And then this guy wins competitions and he puts him like a true craftsmanship.
The perfect.
It's great, isn't it?
What's his challenges, JB?
Challenge number one,
to us, baby.
Keeping on top of the monthly payments to the previous business owner, because obviously I mentioned he's vendor financed it. Challenge number two, but I think he's doing it right now because he's got a second shop up and running. Challenge number two, being competitive with monthly price increases. And challenge number three, being in two places at the same time, growing the business without needing to be in it 100% of the time. So he's just taken on a second site, he was telling us a minute ago as well. He's doing an estimated, when he applied to come on the pod, he was doing an estimated 45 to 50 grand a month, but he's now, his last 3 months, he's done 68, 82 and 78,000.
Wow.
That's a lot of meat, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's a heck of a lot of meat. He's got 6 team members. Where does he want to be in 1 year? He wants to be in the current and the new shop, running without him being there all the time, so he can focus on opening new or buying pre-existing butchery businesses. He wants the shop taking 75 grand a month comfortably, and the website delivery service turning over 20k a month, because he's found there's a nice little niche in online orders, and he wants to have its own manager running it independently in terms of the online business side of things. The current business paid off and putting the monthly payments into buying the properties we are leasing. I mean, this is the James Sinclair playbook all over the gaff. What does the business look like when it's finished? 5 shops and a restaurant with a management team in place to run the day-to-day, whilst I focus on bringing in customers and building a portfolio of content to use to build our brand. I would like to sell the businesses by the time I'm 35, 10 years from now, to someone that I've bought through the ranks. How nice is this? Similar to my pathway, keeping ownership of the property to have monthly income.
Stop here. Can you please get the round of applause jingles?
Hang on, I'm going to get it.
I mean, for listeners, he is 25 years old.
Unbelievable.
This is textbook excellent.
Imagine being 25 years old and already sort of exit planning for your people underneath you.
It's just
I was a holiday rep at 25 years old. I didn't know what day of the week it was.
I mean, he just know he's going to be a multimillionaire, this guy.
What a guy. Do you make the profit that you want to make? He says, nowhere near. We have doubled the turnover in the last 4 years, but only making slightly more profit. we've talked about this loads of times in the podcast.
what
It's the way that it is for 10 years, you reckon? So he's got another 6 to go.
I wonder if the money that he's paying to the previous owner is all profit.
Yes. So
But
as soon as he
just
stops
not
that
think-
payment, yeah. It doesn't feel like profit when it's not in your pocket, I guess. And what do you do day to day in business? We always ask our entrepreneurs that. And he says 4 days a week spent working in the shop, hands-on, and 2 days updates the website and looking at ways to grow the business. So he's doing 6 days a week as well, physical labour. Good on him. Personally, I do most of the pricing, the marketing, online customer service when in the shop, very hands-on with butchery and product development. Apparently he does some really cool stuff. In the first site, Briggsy's main site, they do some really innovative flavours and all that sort of stuff. But the new site is much more, it's an older demographic. So they have to do much more staple, standardised butchery stuff. Should we get this fantastic young man on?
Yeah, let's
the
get him
pod?
straight on, yeah. Hey gang, we're going back to the pod in just a moment, but I wanted to tell you about Entrepreneurs University. This is a platform that I've created for entrepreneurs and business owners that are serious about growth. There's 100 video lessons from me on everything in business, raising finance, buying companies, property investment, and everything in between. Attached to each video is a downloadable PDF that goes into more detail about what we've learned in the video. It goes one step further than that because I've also put stuff that you won't get anywhere else onto Entrepreneurs University. The lessons go into way more detail, but not just that. You're going to get my business plans, my spreadsheets, and all the files that I use to drive the KPIs in my business. Just think about how powerful that could be for your business. And here's the good news. You can try Entrepreneurs University for free. 14-day free trial. After that, it will cost you just $49.99 a month. That's less than a pair of Nikes to grow the profitability in your business. There's a link in the video description, and I cannot wait to see you in Entrepreneurs University.
Briggsy, well, I mean, we're sold on you, mate, already. We are well impressed. Welcome to the pod.
Hello, how are you all getting on? Everybody okay?
We are doing fabulously. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm fantastic. Thanks. Good to be on. Thanks for the opportunity.
Did
Pleasure.
JB cover everything in the synopsis, or is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everyone was covered. The only difference is when I originally applied was 6 staff. Now we are up to 4 full-time, 4 part-time, and myself. So up to 8 staff plus myself.
Let's cycle into the challenges now. Challenge number 1, keeping up on top of the monthly payments to the previous business owner. How much did you pay for the business, and how much have you got left to go before life gets easier?
So in total, I paid slightly over the 300,000 mark for the business. It was our price compared to considering I had no property. But working in the business for so long, I knew that it was going to cover itself, and he gave me an option. He gave me a few different choices, and it was obviously I could go to the bank and try to get the finance for it, but he was willing to do a deal over either 5 years or 10 years. So being 21-year-old and brave. I took it on over 5 years. So April in 2025, the business will be paid off.
And does that include the property that it operates out of?
Unfortunately not. It's got a separate landlord, but he is again getting older, and he's starting to get rid of some of his property portfolio. So we've been in conversation with him already. He's stuck at a price that well over market value, but come April next year I'll be in a lot better position to negotiate with him.
So when you took over the business, what actually did you buy for 300 grand?
Goodwill.
Yeah, exactly. I question that myself, but it's a goodwill, and there's a lot of machinery in there. It was fully staffed. It was a case of he locked up on the Saturday, I opened up on the Monday, and it was a lot of money for on paper, not very much, but it's really paid off in the long run. And
No, I get it. I paid £1.2 million for a leasehold ice cream parlour.
Yeah,
it's a similar situation. It's one of the things when we working in the business, I was obviously invested in time as well. So it was one of the things that I think, I probably paid well over the
Did you
market
though?
value for it.
Well, I
But
don't know. Did you? I mean, if you paid
It's
him,
been there forever. It's a
and you've
staple of
paid
the
him
area.
60 grand a year for 5 years, so you've nearly paid him off 300 grand, and you've still made some money to pay yourself as well, have you?
yeah, I mean, in fact, just last night, I found a payslip. It was my last ever payslip from when he employed me, and I pay myself just exactly the same as what I was getting as a manager in the shop. But I've got all the extra cash. I'm just, like I said, with the new shops, I'm investing it back into the business at the moment and paying off the business loan, because it's a long term plan. I've got a few years ahead that I can actually start making money myself on this.
Yeah, what happens though, that just because now you've done this drug of buying businesses and doing vendor finance, let me tell you, because I'm 39 and I've done lots of these deals, more deals than most in this space over the last 19 years. As one deal ends, you have this euphoria moment. I've cleared that. In fact, I've got 8 months left until I stop paying on one of my vendor finance deals £175,000 a year. So, and I'm counting down the days, but I'll buy something else where I'll be buying something, and it just goes
that
on
money
and on.
will soon evaporate.
Yeah, I mean, it does stop in one place, but you end up buying another thing. But actually, as you get more, it gets easier because of critical mass, as it were. I mean, this is great that you've done this, and you've just brilliant. The challenge number 2 is being competitive with monthly. I mean, you're saying keeping on top of monthly payments to previous business owner as a challenge, but I mean, trade the business harder, you bring more cash in, but you know all that, don't you? I mean, I think you're just sort of earmarking that as a challenge, but I can't tell you that you can't not do that, or there's a way of negotiating around that. You just need to make sure you work in the business as hard as possible to clear it.
Yeah, I know exactly that. It's one of the things that it's always.
And when does it end? Sorry, April 25.
April 25, so
Right.
not long away.
Listen to me, love. That's when my one ends, my 175 grand one. So you message me on Instagram, and we can send each other a virtual hug or a virtual glass of champers over the Instagram airwaves. Because my last payment is the last week of March, so I might be slightly ahead of you.
There we go. I'll be the 17th of April.
Oh, he knows the date, doesn't he?
Of course it is going to be 5 grand a month better off. Of course he knows the date.
Yeah, so I'm paying 3.5 or 3,600 quid a week, whatever it is, on that particular deal, and that's going to end bish bash bosh. It's going to be great.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's like you say, just look for the next deal. I've already been in another butcher shop pretty close 2 or 3 times, and I have mentioned to him that I would like to vendor finance his business as well, but he's making it's a lifestyle business for him, so he's not quite ready to give it up. But I know for a fact that once I get this out the road, I'll be able to maybe turn his head.
And you know that money that you're paying out there, you that is profit though. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. What's really interesting that you've done this now, though, when you go and see a bank manager and you say you've done that's really good to prove for affordability. Once you've had that under your belt, a bank will really like that. Okay, challenge number 2, being competitive with monthly price increases. Is this like the marketplace increasing prices on meat?
Yeah. So I've kind of, again, the last couple of months, I've really changed my system, or how I process meat through the business. I was going to the live auction mart myself. I was buying all my lamb, my beef, my pork and chicken comes from the same supply every week. But I was buying the lamb and beef live in the ring. But I found the market. There were some weeks I would be paying £180 a head for a lamb. Some weeks I'd be paying £250 a head for a similar thing. Same with the beef, 1,800 and 2,500, and it just wasn't working because you're getting similar quantities of stuff. Just the market, it's impossible to keep the price on top of the prices what we need to charge. So recently, I've signed into a contract with a local farmer for the beef, and I'm getting exactly the same stuff, but I'm paying what we call dead weight. So it's just exactly the same price every week, and I pay for the amount that comes back to the shop, opposed to the live weight that can fluctuate depending on how well the animal can slaughter. But I've changed that just to try and get just exactly challenge 2, just to try and get in front of that, because, like I say, if you're sending an animal away at 500 kilos, some weeks you can get 250 back, some weeks you get 280 back. It's almost impossible to keep a steady flow of prices with that.
Sorry, explain that. So there's a difference between the live weight of the animal and the dead weight based on how it was slaughtered.
Yeah, so it all comes. It's a big. It's genetics, how it's been fed, and then again how it's been finished. So I can send an easier one. We use a lamb as, for instance. I tend to buy lambs at around about the 50 kilo mark, and at this time of year they're killing around about 55 up to 60%. They're killing really well, but as time goes on, there's a lot of things that come into, like the depth of their bones. They're a lot woolier in the winter. These all affect the kill outs, so they can go down to maybe 45 to 50%. But again, you're paying for that live weight, so it's a lot more technical than what it seems on paper. It's one of the things that it can massively affect a business week in and out.
And what GPs do you try and work to?
I'll try to stick to the 42% is kind of the lowest I try to stick to. There's a lot of other things I can get up to 65%, but if
You
I
go
stick
for a
to
blended margin.
yeah, but if I try and stick to the 42 mark across the board, I'm netting around about 10% off of that.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
How many businesses have we spoken to, and it don't matter what the industry they're in, what sector they're in, whether they're big, small, medium, they're netting about 10%. Everyone's just netting about 10%. So all of this like turnover nonsense and all the rest of it, what you're left with, 10%. It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah, you're netting 10%, but then you want to go and grow the business, buy a new bit of machinery, I don't know, refurb the shop, and all of a sudden the business owner just gets, decent wages, and that's why you have to scale it up if you want to make some serious money. Have you thought about, if this is my business, I would absolutely try and do some wholesale stuff to like pubs and restaurants. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, so I have got a couple of restaurants that are on the books. I had a little bit of a scunner last year.
What does scunner mean? Is that a Scottish term?
Yeah, it was it was a bit of a kind of sickener.
A scunner, I like that.
I had 4 businesses that I was supplying either go bust or into some form of liquidation, resulting in around about £5,500 worth of loss in 1 month, which was a massive hit for us. But we kind of, again, I've changed a lot of customers that I've got now. Wholesale customers are cash on collection, or they're onto a weekly payment scheme, opposed to we were doing monthly accounts, and it was a lot more attractive for wholesale businesses when they're getting 30 to 60 days. But again, we just can't contain that. We can't keep going at that at the moment.
But I do think that sort of stuff is, it means that, if you can get them paying you weekly, which you can just do set up a direct debit system so that you're getting it on weekly payments, and there's loads of things like Go Cardless that do that now. And if they don't want to work to those terms, don't supply them. But I think you can bring in some good volume sales so that you can have your manufacturing part of the business covered. Does that make sense? If you think about my business where I sell ice cream, we have £1 million worth of wholesale customers, and then many more directly to our shops. But that £1 million worth of wholesale customers makes us be efficient and makes us make sure we're making money on wholesale. And if you can make money on wholesale, you should make a bucket load on direct to consumer.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, because that was one of the things when we took on the new shop. We put a lot of bigger and heavier machinery in there to kind of cope with bigger orders. That's something that I would really like to get into, but
And those guys give you regular cash flow. Like if you can build that wholesale business up, you're bringing in regular cash. It's brilliant. It really is, and it does work as an ecosystem. I mean, just doing wholesale is really tough. You need massive turnover to make money because they demand, more keener prices because they're buying in more and it's in a competitive marketplace. But if that covers all your prep team and your delivery team and lots of your stuff, you should then be very profitable when you're selling it in your shops.
Yeah, aye. That's something I definitely think I need to focus on more. It's a missed opportunity for me, but at the same time, I've had the blinkers on recently. Just trying to push this new shop and the website, but it's definitely something I've been discussing with my web designer, trying to integrate a system where the wholesale customers can order online through the website and they're getting their wholesale prices separate to the.
Yeah, I mean, I would focus more on wholesale than sending meat in the post because I know that there's a temptation to do that, but I don't think many people do actually buy their meat in the post. They want to go and buy it unless it's delivered. Even then, I know you don't want to hear that, but I think most people buy most of their meat through the supermarkets and for special occasions go to people like you.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's 100% right, and especially we are a kind of go-to for occasions. We're a little special. I mean, I wrote down a few numbers just before I started there. Just going back to kind of COVID period where the supermarkets couldn't actually handle the demand for food and meat, especially. So in 2019, that was before I bought the business, the turnover was 380,000. In 2020, I had the business for 10 days, roughly before the first COVID lockdown, the first lockdown. And we turned over 550,000, and that was purely down to the pandemic and people coming to us. And we weren't just for special occasions. We were people relied on us.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Have you managed to retain those customers?
Yeah. So I mean, on last year we were then up to 665 in the original shop. The original shop, yeah. So we've kept them plus a little bit more. We've worked really hard on keeping them. There is a few that we've never seen again. We've seen for a year or so, and then they've disappeared. But you're never going to be able to keep everybody on. Like I say, we're struggling a little bit to be competitive with these bigger supermarkets, but we're doing our best to keep the customer retention.
Yeah, there's so many things I want to talk to you about growing this business in and helping you with keeping on top of the monthly payments. I mean, challenge number 3, being in 2 places at once, growing the business without needing to be in it 100% of the time. I think the things that JB and I talk about on the pod is that you're an operator of the business, and if you can spend more time on getting and keeping customers, you're going to explode your profitability. There's some things that I want to make sure you're doing. Are you producing a monthly profit and loss?
We are, yes.
And who does that for you?
So my partner, she does all my bookkeeping. She does a monthly profit and losses, and then we have a monthly recap, or depending on how it's went, argument for the just to kind of go over what's working and what's not. But that is something that I've actually looked at taking away from the personal kind of relationship side of it, and we have discussed getting a bookkeeper separate, just to keep things completely separate and just really to cut out any of the nonsense. It's probably the wrong relationship.
Yep. You know what you need to do. And what about, do you know what your average order value is, your average transactional value?
Yeah, so in the original shop, we are £14.05 per head.
Good man.
The new shop is £15.05 per head. And here's the interesting one, the website is £63.70 per head.
But the website's quite small beer, is it?
The website is turning over around about 5,000 a month at the moment.
And is that mainly click and collect, like your customers?
So we do. Right now we're doing localized delivery, so it's around about a 30-mile radius, and click and collect through the website.
Yeah, because that's I think that's different to sending nationwide, isn't it? It's your customers really, but that's great, brilliant. Right now, the interesting thing, and I want you to remember this part of this conversation: the new website, the new shop that's quieter, not as busy as the other one, yeah, is doing £1 extra on average order value. You need to work out why that is. My hunch is. With all my businesses, the quieter you are, the higher the spend per head, because the customer gets more time spent on them. And it just happens. So if I go on the Rossi Ice Cream Parlour today, I'm going into EPOS now, because I like to prove the point. So, I mean, this might be wrong now, but so my average transactional value today is £8.46, yeah? Yesterday it was £9.10 and we took less money.
Right, okay.
It's always the thing that I discover. So the quieter, the stronger the spend per head. The busier, the lower the spend per head. And that's usually because of queues and people don't feel comfortable. And it'd be the same in retail. I want you to never forget that, because as you get busier, your turnover goes up and your spend per head goes down. But you want to get more excited about spend per head than turnover. If you put your energy into the spend per head, you'll be a much more profitable business rather than just growing the revenue.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's that. And for all listeners, I really want you to sort of take that on. And then your labour ratio, what are you spending on labour for your turnover? Do you know your percentage?
Well, our percentage is... let's see.
So there's something I want you to know that, like, as much as you know your spend per head. So 13% is, I reckon, where retail should be at, and the higher that
18.5% last year.
I mean, that's okay, but could you get that to 15%? How can you get it to 15%? Well, let's turn an extra £500 a week or an extra £200 a day. All of those little tweaks. So I don't want you looking that up. I want you to know that, like you know how to make a cup of tea.
Right, okay, yeah.
There's three things that are ingrained in your brain: monthly profit and loss, average order value or average transactional value, and your labour percentage. They're the three things. And I don't want just you to know, I want your managers and your team to make it cultural within your business. If you go into my Entrepreneurs University, we've got a daily income sheet, which is a spreadsheet that we've designed that you can use as a dashboard to run your business.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
If you're not a member of Entrepreneurs University, you should be, but even if you're not, if you email my PA after this, we will send you that spreadsheet so you can implement it into your business.
Yeah, no, I'm a member. I was just looking at, I don't know, where I'm going to be next year and where I'm going to be in
good.
5 years.
Now, well, what happens with that spreadsheet, there's something we're doing here with that spreadsheet. Now, if you've got EPOS now or some tilling system, it tells you all the stuff. But I want you and your team to write it into the spreadsheet, because then every day you will know the numbers, because you've got
committed to paper.
It's a bit like making a list of goals. I want you to actually physically type it in. And if they've overspent on labour, say their labour comes in at 30%, and they send you an email, sorry Briggsy, like the labour was 30% today, but here's why. It was very quiet, so here's the things that we did. And if that happens again, we'll make sure we cut some hours, or we'll try and do some offers to bring more people, or whatever, But the point is that you talk about it and try and repair it, and don't wait for management accounts that come 10 days after the month end. So you might not. Do you see what I mean? So we're doing it on a daily basis. So we've got dashboard, which is the James Sinclair daily income sheet, which I'm very happy to share with you through Entrepreneurs University, and it will work for your business. You put in how many hours you've used each day. It works out how many customers you've got and your average transactional value, put that all in, and then you can look at it year on year. and put it on Google Sheets, so it's, you know, a cloud-based thing, so that you can all look at it and discuss it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds good.
Now, there's something.
Are you looking at that every day then?
Every day I look at it. Every day. All of our businesses do it. Now, there's three things as well that I don't think you're doing good enough, because you haven't said it. How many email addresses do you collect from your customers each week?
Over the counter, I don't have any at the moment, but I've just put a new tilling system in, and they do a loyalty scheme. So each customer gives you the email address, home address, and contact number, and they get a loyalty card in return for that.
Yeah,
So
whatever
that's
you
the way
need to do to get mobile numbers and emails, because when it's a sunny day and that weekend's going to be sunny, or there's a big football match on, you can text and email your customers and say, come and check out our barbecue banquet. We're doing this massive offer. Pre-order it now. Honestly, I know JB will absolutely agree with me. If you don't make building a database part of your key thing you're doing here on the business, I reckon you're losing £100,000 a year in that shop by sending out text messages and emails.
Text message marketing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
but the text message is just reminding people, you know, Sunday dinner's coming up, you know, or New Year's Eve dinner. Do you need a meat platter? We're also doing fish platters, or a cheese platter, or, you know, but sausages, or your turkeys, all of these things. Because what happens in businesses like yours, they go, oh, it's a sunny barbecue, it's barbecue, we're going to be really busy anyway. But actually, let's get busier. Let's actually send out the text message, and let's get advance orders that people place on a Thursday or Friday ready for the weekend, so you can really prep up and do them a deal, say that there's only 100 of these special offer ones, you know, at 55 quid or whatever it is.
Such a good idea.
Bag yourself 100 £55 orders, and you, like, when they come in, they haven't got to queue up, they can just
get them in and out the
get
door,
it out the door, so that you can concentrate more on the people that are in the queues. Because otherwise what happens is you have these best days, but then the average order value goes down because people feel like they've been waiting a long time and all of that palaver. So text messages and emails, you whatever you do to data capture. And I think because you're a small independent customer business, people are very happy to give you their, they'll want to support you. You know, this is not like bloody going into JD Sports where they say, can we email you our receipt? Oh, shut up. You know, this is not that. They will want to support this 25-year-old whippersnapper. Now, the next thing, which I'm really think you need to do, is local catering where there's lots of people. So the local school fair, the local village fair, you need to have the barbecue there. You will sell your wares there, but that will be the absolute best marketing opportunity to bring people back to your shop. They taste your sausage and bloody hell, these sausages are good, these burgers are good, and then you give them a leaflet with an offer to come to your shop. Even if it's your regular customers, you still give them the offer, because it'd be like, oh yeah, I always go to Briggsy's, blah, blah, blah. You need to be doing all of the football events and all of that stuff, and that will get you loads of good new customers.
Yeah, so actually, just about 18 months ago, I purchased a burger van at the local horse race course. But I had to give that up purely because, well, one, the contract was coming to an end, and they weren't 100% sure they were going to renew that. But two, I had such a struggle to actually staff this, to start like.
I mean, I'm not so worried about the full-time stuff here, Briggsy. I want you to do the community stuff. You know, the local village fair. You know, the local school fete. You know, where there's. You know, they're
200 absolute captive audience.
Absolutely, yes. And you only probably sell £800-1,000 worth of stuff, but I want Briggsy's everywhere, and I want you to sell packs of meat on the day as well. And say, look, you know, picture of, you know, leaflet with a picture of your shop, you know, that stuff, so that you become like the local politician. You know, when an MP is going to get elected, you know, they go and do all the school fetes and all that. You need to be there. You need to be present.
Yeah, so in 2 weeks' time from now, we have what we call it's the Border Union Show.
Yeah.
Cultural show. and there I do butchery demos.
You see all that, but that's not thousands of people that go to that, isn't there?
So
do those ones. But I'm actually talking about things where you might be just doing the local school where your shop is, and there might only be 350 people that go there.
So we're more intimate.
Which means that you might not make much money, and on the day you go, cool, was this really worth it? Was this really worth it? But you might pick up 20 lifers at them little things. I always
do 50 quid a month for you forever.
Yeah, and I always like to reference this. There's Teddy Tasting, which is one of my businesses that sells teddy bears into the marketplace. We go along to the NEC and do the leisure show every single year. Tens of thousands of people go along to that. It costs us, 35 grand to do that day out, to do that exhibition. We do all right out of it. We go every single year. But we also do the National Farm Attractions Network show. About 350 people go to that. Those 350 people are all decision makers, and a few of them spend over £100,000 with us. But there's only 350 people there. And on paper,
you wouldn't do it.
On paper, you wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But they're lifers, they're loyal, they're the best possible customer.
Yeah.
And they become your little mini marketeers of these small things. Like the school fete, over time we'll go, we must have Briggsy's. No, they're our local butchers.
Yeah.
No. There is no one else. It is only them. And there's some
especially
real
in a
power.
town like you're in, we just have a look at it at Google Maps, that you don't have to do much of this sort of stuff to absolutely take over a little town like that and become like the go-to place.
I mean, even like the WI, you should go along to that, do the sausage tasting evening, and give all the
love it.
Give all the little grannies. It cost you, what does it cost you? 50 quid, and chop up all the sausages, put them on a stick, go around, give them a little leaflet, and say, "Come and check out." And it's all them things
can add up to so much.
Massively,
Things like the Company Caravan Club site there. I was thinking, why you do delivery to there once a day?
Absolutely. I mean, barbecue packs for the Caravan Club, and you give them leaflets to give out, and then you can do daily deliveries. Absolutely. It's just these.
We get too hyped, don't we, on this?
I do.
We get excited. We're like, we can do this.
It reminds me, because we batch record the pods, we've done one earlier, and we're talking about everyone uses Facebook ads, which you've done, and Google ads, and all of those things to get customers. But we said earlier on one of the pods, what would the original founder of this butcher shop had to do in the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s to get customers?
Yeah.
They would have had to do community-based marketing. And hardly anyone does it. Hardly anyone does it anymore, which is the massive opportunity, because everyone goes, I'm going to put 300, 400, 500 quid on Facebook ads, which you should be doing. You should be doing if you start
this and that, not
but if you do some of the old school community-based marketing, what it can do is just it's amazing. It's amazing. And leaflets through doors, even if they're all your customers.
Leaflets work well. Leaflets work really well for us.
But I would be, like doing them every other month, just reminding them of, new stuff that you get, because it's so cheap. I mean, you could, for £1,000 leaflet the whole of the village or the town and get huge returns on it. And
it's obviously a good little touristy hotspot this as well. There's loads of camping and caravans, so I'll be hitting up every single one of them and saying we're coming to deliver to you as a nice little value add to them as a company.
So we actually, in the peak of our summer, the population in Jedburgh doubles from the 3 caravan parks we've got around us, which is massive for us. But the one benefit that I've got from one of the caravan sites is the farmer where I get my beef every week owns that caravan site. So
does he?
He pushes everybody my way, and I will probably do about 30% of my weekly sales for maybe 12 weeks.
It's a lovely. He's Ryan. We've just lost him there. I think we had some connection problems, but it looks like a Downton Abbey town, doesn't it?
Lovely,
it's beautiful. Oh well, look, I don't know if we've lost him, but what a great entrepreneur Ryan is. While you try and get him back, I think we definitely lost him, have we?
Looks like it, unfortunately.
Well,
if you do 8 traits of the grapes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's give him a shout out if you are up that way. If you're in Jedwood, Jedward? Did he say it was Jedward?
He did say that, didn't he?
Yeah. Not the awful
twins.
Irish twins.
No.
But if you are up that neck of the woods, if you're in the Scottish borders, briggsy'sbutcher.co.uk, and the food looks absolutely delicious, to be fair. Yeah. Unless you're vegan, in which case it looks like your worst nightmare. But if you're a meat eater, flippity flip, you're going to absolutely love it. Right, let's do the... that's not the right jingle, is it? It's because I was on the wrong...
Just turned into the Walt Disney podcast.
I was on the wrong page because... I'd like to give him a round of applause for being such a great entrepreneur earlier on. Anyway, it's now time for the 8 Traits of the Greats, the point of the show when multi-award winning James Sinclair rates other entrepreneurs on their entrepreneurial vegetables. Is that, a trait?
I think he's going to do very well. Starting with the end in mind, yes, 1. Passionate about their cause, yes. Untold amounts of resilience. I mean...
I think I can see what's coming here.
Maybe.
Starting
with the end in mind, passionate about their cause, untold amounts of resilience. Yeah, I mean, he's servicing this debt, isn't he? And he's just
25 years old. He's been servicing it
when he was 21. Yeah.
300 grand at 21.
Some 21-year-olds haven't even discovered breasts yet. So they're master relationships with people. Number 5, commercial awareness. Yeah, he's on it.
He knows his numbers, doesn't he?
He's innovating, so he doesn't... I think he is, yeah. I mean, he's...
Clearly.
Master marketer. No,
but he's doing leaflets. He's
not a master marketer. He's flirting with it.
He's come on, a dabble. No, fair enough. I just wanted it for him, Jim. I just wanted it for him.
He's got 7 though. I mean, it's a very high score.
What a guy.
It's a 7
out of 8.
If he becomes a master marketeer, he will be a whopping 8, which only one other person so far got, which is Leo Dack from Dack Motor Group. But come on, another couple of years, comes back on the pod, he'll be an 8.
Unbelievable. What a great business. I'm absolutely starving now, having had that conversation. But really? What's your favourite? What's your go-to barbecue dish? I bet you're a man who's good with the steak.
Yeah, I mean, I did for the England game on Sunday because we're recording this on the 16th?
Tuesday after.
And we lost in the finals.
We're still somber.
Do you know hardly anyone's talking about it? Did you notice that?
Yeah. Gareth Southgate is left though today, so at the time of recording, this is like now 4 months late, but so everyone will be talking about it again now.
Anyway, I did a barbecue for the family.
Did you?
I did prawns, crayfish, cockles, and
on a barbecue.
Well, I done a fish platter, and then I just done steak. Come on, people prefer that to a load of old naff burgers and sausages.
Wow!
I just did ribeye steak, and I cut it up into slices, and people were putting that with prawns. I've done some nice salads. Oh yeah, I've got a griddle as well at home. Big griddle like you have.
Well, like a gas barbecue griddle thing.
Yeah. Like
you don't mess about here.
Yeah, so I just seasoned the steak, got it out 4 hours before it was meant to be.
Oh, you've let it rest?
Yeah, 4 hours before cooking. If you're cooking steak, honestly, get it to room temperature. The difference is immeasurable. Salt, pepper.
How many people turned up for steak and crayfish at your gaff then?
There's only about 12 of us.
Oh, okay.
But they let me be in charge of the cooking because no one does it as good as me.
Do you go to a fancy barbecue?
Oh,
he's back, everybody. He's back. It's too late, Ryan. We've rated you and all sorts. We finished the pod now, mate. We're talking about favourite barbecue food now. Too late.
We will give you a little chance to promote your business. If people want to go and buy some meat on your website, where do they go to, Mr. Briggs?
Fantastic. It's Briggsy's Butchers. I'll do the talking for you. briggsy'sbutchers.co.uk. There you go.
There we go. Yeah, so I do like I like cooking, mate.
Do you
know what I made as well the other day? I made prawns in a garlic sauce with white rice, which is for someone that has high uric acid like I do. That was not a good... I mean, I had
you're walking the gauntlet.
Yeah, I know you have that problem, but it's really annoying because prawns are high in cholesterol as well.
Yeah.
So they really shouldn't be, but I don't have them often.
Do you not get gout? Have you not had gout again since that first time? Oh, you lucky devil, you.
No. I did have it once, but it's hereditary in my family. But I don't drink. You don't drink, do you? But you get it regularly, don't you? Yeah.
Well, there's a great end to another conversation. Then. A gout talk, all sorts are covered. Would you...
got high blood pressure at the moment. I've got that.
Have you?
Yeah. It's not fun. And I'm exercising more than ever.
You stressed out?
Yeah, over a few things at the moment. Like work is, trading is tough and you're working a lot harder. Yeah. I think I am.
How do you know you got high blood pressure? Been to the doctor?
No. So a member of my team, had a scare and went to hospital, and it was because he had really high blood pressure.
Oh, really?
And I thought, I'll just check mine, because sometimes those things happen, don't they?
Yeah.
I thought, I'll just check mine, and I was clinically dead when I checked mine.
Just straight flatlined.
Yeah, I mean, I am dealing with some big stuff at the moment, and although I don't think it gets to me, obviously it does a little bit. But it could be. I was speaking to a friend of mine who's 74, I think he is now, plays tennis every day. There's no weight on this man. He is fit as a fiddle, and he's had high blood pressure for 37 years.
Yeah, I think some people just have it, don't they?
Yeah, and he takes a tablet for it. I mean, honestly, there is more fat on a chip.
Yeah.
He's one of them, and he plays. He's run marathons. He used to be a Latin ballroom dancer.
Oh, really?
Mike Boyle, he is. He's incredibly fit for his age, but yeah, just cursed with high blood pressure. But just takes a little tablet, keeps it under control.
There you go, problem solved. Well, if you've enjoyed this podcast, which we do sincerely hope you have, please feel free to leave us a rating and review. If you are in the Scottish borders, maybe you are travelling there during your summer holidays, if this is, mind you, it's probably going to be autumn time before this comes out, isn't it? If you're having an autumnal barbecue,
but by the time
or you
this
want your
comes
Christmas
out,
turkey.
I don't know when. Chuds, do we know how far in we are with these?
6 weeks ahead.
6 weeks, aren't
Yes, it's after the
I was going to
school
say, it could be a new president by the time this comes out, but no.
Close though. Potentially, who knows? But anyway, so if you are in the Scottish borders, if you're at one of the caravan parks near Jedwood or Jedditch or Jed wherever it was, up that neck of the woods, go and check them out and go and support that local business. Fantastic young entrepreneur, 25 years old.
It's amazing.
2 shops.
Amazing.
80 grand a month turnover.
Amazing.
And already looking at his exit plan to pass it on to somebody else who's gone through the ranks like he has.
It's amazing.
What a guy.
Please, if you are listening to this podcast, please make sure you subscribe, listen.
Must be 5 o'clock in Essex, according to that.
Yeah. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel as well. We really would appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one to help grow your business. Thanks for watching today, gang. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, look, we're looking for some great businesses to come on the podcast. If you've got challenges, but you're desperate to grow your business and you can't necessarily work out how to do it on your own, you'll be a perfect candidate to come here on the podcast. It's absolutely free to come on the show. Go to my website, jamessinclair.net, and there's a podcast button. Click on the podcast button, fill in the application form, and we'll do our very best to get you on the show and try and grow your business. If you're loving the podcast, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And why not give this one a watch? I think you'll like it.